I gotta hand it to Aharen. I mean, the fact that she went to become a viral YouTuber after her metal career took off. You gotta hand it to the girl. She has dreams and she makes said dreams a reality. I'm never gonna get tired of the show and how it can just create the most insane misunderstandings. I mean, when we saw her walk into the classroom at the start of this episode, she looked like a troll doll. That's immediately what I saw. I was like, oh my god, I can't unsee this now that I realize what she reminds me of. And I love the idea that Raidou, being the very logical man he is, he looks at that and says, what could it be? Could it be Bedhead? No, it couldn't be Bedhead. I bet she joined a metal group. I bet she's in a death metal band, and she's headbanging in the classroom. The headbanging, I get why maybe the misunderstanding could be there just because she was literally headbanging. But I love how he's just convinced like she's feeling unnatural, right? She's clearly unhappy. Maybe she's taking it out on the stage like a Gretzko style, getting that anger out there. And I love how just it escalates from there and just the idea that like she just had bad bedhead. She needed a haircut apparently because her hair got too long to control. And then to just see how it escalates over the episode to the idea of changing seats, right? I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it can suck if you're like sitting next to your best friend and then you hear that you have to switch seats. I mean, everyone's been there probably at some point in their life. It absolutely sucks. But, for them, it almost appears to be the end of the world. I love just seeing these two and how they go from that to then just realizing that, oh, wait, she wants to be a YouTuber because she's having me film her dance. This weird, I don't know what it is, but I mean, I'm going to support it. She's going to become the greatest. YouTube is a horrible mistress, but she's going to make it work. And then he joins in and you just see the escalation. And I love how it was just simply there for a class project. It was just like you have to rehearse a dance and then show it to the teacher for some odd reason. And just to see how from her literally being misunderstood as being a part of a death metal band to her wanting to be a YouTuber and upload wacky dances to then Raidou uploading the wacky dance and it getting a single like. And damn well he was that single like on that video. I just love how this show can be so confident in being absolute ridiculous without ever having a real sense of drama. Look at the haircut scene. We have our girl here just stalking in the locker, gets exposed, and she, does look like a menace sometimes. There's no arguing it. But the fact that Raidou, in such a calm, cool, and collected voice, is like, oh no, she's gonna go bald. She's gonna give her a wacky hairdo. She's absolutely screwed. Run for it. Oh no, it actually looks quite nice. Do you want a haircut? Yeah, sure, of course. Oh no, what if I'm gonna go bald? I love how dramatic he sounds without feeling mundane, monotone, or anything like that, but he never has like excitement in his voice. It's almost like he walks into a Starbucks and he orders a coffee. He's not rude, he's not dead inside, but he's not happy, he's just getting the job done. That's how he sounds. He sounds like he's ordering his coffee at Starbucks and he just continues to roll with it. The excitement is just like a slightly elevated pitch, and his disappointment is just a slightly downwards pitch. I love how this man sounds. I really think the voice actors don't get enough credit in this show. I mean, I think the people watching it likes everything about it from what I've seen. But I think both Aharen and Raidou just, they capture the innocence and the characters they need to. I was actually happy with how much she talked this episode. Of course, part of it is the kind of like inability to talk out loud as much as she wants. But I like how they're not making it an overly big point, but just we can recognize that she's talking a bit louder and she's talking more than where she was at episodes 1 or 2. I think that type of subtle growth is something that goes a long way. I think often in shows like these, you have the main character, like, he needs to say something either out loud or in his head. Oh, Aharen is now starting to talk more. It's great to see. She clearly is talking a lot more. Basically drawing it out so a child could understand it. But this episode just said, like, clearly we can tell she is growing more socially comfortable because of Raidou's interference with all the shit that goes on in her day-to-day life. And it's great to see. I think the idea of where the cast is currently at, I think is very strong. I think having a childhood friend who's always there, even if we can't see it, and how she's not going to be a complete menace to the point of needing to get a restraining order. She literally says, like, I thought about basically shaving you bald, but I know it would upset her, so I'm not going to do it. That to me says she's never going to go full yandere. She's not going to go full psychotic. She will have glares, and I think there will be misunderstandings between the two. But given the fact that she doesn't want to hurt her childhood friend, she obviously isn't going to hurt the person who said childhood friend is clearly friends with. So I think it makes for a very wholesome dynamic that can have the spice in the way that you never actually have to be worried. And I think a lot of shows, they don't go that direction because they think they need drama to be interesting. But this show has avoided, I think, drama in the best way I've seen in some time. And I think it's just as exciting as those shows, if not more so sometimes, with how it portrays these two's relationship, because it's wholesome. You love watching them. You love the comedy, at least I know I do. Watching them cook, watching them basically pass out from being dead, either from eating the worst food ever, but still putting a grin on because your boy Raidou, made it for her. Or just the idea that he's so full and he can't eat another bite but has to because she made it for him. I don't know, I think these shows, they don't come out enough. I think there should be at least one show that has a great character pairing that's not super flirty, that's not super dramatic, that's just wholesome and hilarious, and it doesn't go overboard in the ways that I think a lot of shows in a school setting do. And that's why these shows I always love. And honestly, I'm excited to see, because from what we've seen so far, mostly it's been fixated on the school, which makes sense because they're high school students, right? But I really want to see more in the outside world, whether it's karaoke, because karaoke with her would be amazing because you would hardly be able to hear it. Or just, going to the mall. There's all these other social interactions. I want to see these two, because if she can walk in with Bedhead and have him think that she is a metal rock star, or that she wants to be a YouTuber because she's filming a funny dance, you know damn well there is shenanigans outside that school that can be even more hilarious and misunderstood than what's currently happening in their classroom. And I want to see it. Obviously, I think they'll stick to the classroom for the most part, but it's something that I'd like to see explored maybe in the later half of the season, or even a season 2 if we get it someday. I also wouldn't mind seeing more of Raidou's sister, because, with the whole pants scene, I think it was in last week's episode where he had his fly down and she made fun of him. I think it'd be great to see, him bring Aharen home, and then just how she would respond, like, oh, is that your girlfriend? Or, oh, did you find a lost kid because she does look so much younger? I think there can be some great interactions with just the family, because this seems to be more of a show that's not going to have a giant supporting cast in the classroom, but I think the family members might be an added addition, which I think sometimes family get the short end of the sticks in rom-coms or even just straight up comedy series set in a school setting. So I think that would be great, because given what we've seen so far with the sister, she's not like a shitty person. She just, in very little sister fashion, makes fun of her big brother in kind of wholesome / hilarious ways. So I think that'd be great to see those two interact among, obviously, outside the classroom as well, like I mentioned. But thoughts if you have any on this episode, because honestly, I think the 3rd episodes that aired today are just, they're selling me more on the shows than I already was, and I was already ready to watch the full season, but there's just the charminess or the excitement is just getting better with the shows airing on Friday, it feels. But thoughts if you have any down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. Till next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.